favorite active-based learning experience that I use in the classroom with students is podcasting. Podcasting is a great way to assess knowledge, skills, and also help students reflect on their learning. And there are many ways you can create a podcast in your classroom. There are different applications, but today I'm going to talk about an application that I discovered recently and that I love to use with my students because of its simplicity, its user-friendly platform and interface. And we are going to go through a really short tutorial on how to use this application in this video. So if you want to know more about how you can create a podcast in your classroom, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Maria Ferrero. Welcome to my channel, The Hybrid Professor. In this video, we are going to go through a short tutorial on how you can use Synth, an application for micro podcasting in your classroom. So we'll go through how you set up your profile and your channels so that you can create a podcast within your classroom with your students. Okay, so the application is called Synth, and you can go directly on your computer to the page. It's gosynth.com. So you'll find all the links on the description of the video. The good about this application is that you can find an application also for iPhone, and so students can download it in their iPhones if they have one, and they can use it really quickly. How it looks. So I'm already here, but this is my profile, and I want you to see how you do it from the beginning. So I'm going just to log out. So this is the main page of Synth, which is the application. So all you need to do is to sign up and create your own account. So you can also do it with your Google ID or with an Apple ID to create your account, or you can do it by using your regular email that you use. So in my case, I'll do it with my Gmail, right? And once you create your profile, your account, you get to this page. So I already have channels, but the idea is that you can create channels, and every channel is kind of the workspace that you will have for your podcast with your classroom. So I already created one with one of my classes, which is called 5 Minutes of Culture. And so it's really, really easy, and I'm going to show you. So we are going to create first a channel here. So let's give a name. I don't know, that will be the name of your podcast. So let's say education podcast, right? So you give a name, and then you just need to set the activity intentions. So mainly is to identify what is the frequency that you will be posting audios, so episodes into the podcast. When you set this, then all the people that will be invited to the channel will receive notifications and reminders to connect, so that they can make sure they don't lose any information or any episode that is posted to the channel. So you can set the activity intentions, and you can say, for example, that you are going to upload audios every week, and you can choose, for example, that you will do it on Monday and on Wednesday. And you can change that depending on what is your need. So what I usually do is that I create kind of a schedule with my students, and I tell them that every week one of the groups has to post an episode on the channel. So I give them the dates, and in that way they don't forget that they have to post an episode, and the others get to connect to listen to the episodes. But you can also do that if, for example, you're doing a podcast for your students, you alone, and you're registering audio. You can also do that and create a schedule so that they know when they have to connect and listen to the audio. Okay, so once you have that, you just click on save, and that's it. You have your first podcast channel. So it gives you already the link to invite to your channel. And this link you can copy on Moodle or Canvas or whatever other communication platform you use with your students, so that they can join to the channel. Now, once you have your channel, you can set up how students or how users will be invited to the session. So you can either decide that you can have session users, so allow session users. In this way, students don't have to register with a Google account or with an Apple ID or with any email. This is really valuable, for example, when you have young children that probably don't use email to communicate, or you can also use it to try to leverage the fact that they have to create an account. Sometimes they don't want it, so I usually allow session users to get in, so in that way they can just enter a session, and we'll see this afterwards. So you can check on that, and you can also decide to moderate the content. So that means that before that all the audios or episodes or anything that is posted by its students has to pass your validation or your approval before they are public to the others. So I usually do that because sometimes there is, for example, if someone outside the class enters, then you have this kind of filter. And also if any students, for example, is not complying with the rules or with the instructions, you can just get a filter or a check, and then tell your students that they have to do it again. So I usually enable the moderation mode. And that's it. You do and save. And now that's pretty easy, and you can start recording. So you can start doing your first episode. So usually what I do is that on the first episode, I give the instructions to my students so that they can join and start discussing with their subjects. So for doing that, it's really simple. You just click on the icon with the mic here. And you select the microphone that you will be using, and you click on start. Hi, welcome to our education podcast. So in this podcast, we are going to talk about different educational topics. You have to create your episode within 5 minutes. So that's it. Imagine that was my instructions to students. The good thing is that you can add as many audios in this, so you can cut like the audio while you are registering, and you can go until 30 minutes, which is a lot. So you can also listen to see whether it's okay or not, and then record again and so on. So imagine that I'm good, I'm ready, and I can just click on done. And now in this stage, you can also add introduction sounds, so kind like in podcast. I want to put a transition here, and I'll be using this, right? We can add that, and what it's going to do is just at the beginning of our audio is going to put that introduction there. And another really interesting thing is that you can add as links to your audio or to your episodes. So this is really great if you want them like to go and go further in a specific topic. So you can add just the links here, for example, of research or any original sources that you use during your episode. So once you are like okay or satisfied with what you have, you just click on send, and that's it. And now we have our first episode, and our students will only have this once it's ready and once they get invited. So now you just need to invite them, And for inviting them, well, the first thing is that you get the link when you create the channel, but you can also recopy the link by clicking on your avatar on the top of the page here. You can invite to channel, and so you just need to copy that link on whatever platform you're using to communicate with your students. Now, what we are going to do is see how the platform is seen from the student side and how they can respond with audio, and how you will see as a professor or as a podcast owner, how you will see the content that is created by your students and how you approve them and so on. Okay, so now as a student, this is what you will have. So once they copy the link from the platform, the link that you gave them to join, so it's here, right? They are going to get to this screen. So again, they can sign in with their Google account or with their Apple ID, but they can also sign in with a session only. So that means that they don't need any email address to join your channel. So they just need to click there and create their own content. So this is what we are going to do. So they just click on session only, and they have to write their names. So for this video, I'm going to just say that my name is a student test, and they can join. And once they join, they are going to see the content that you have uploaded to the channel. So they just need to click on play, and they will be listening to the audio that you have registered, that you have recorded on your channel. Different educational topics. You have to create your episode within 5 minutes. Right, so now what they have to do is they just need to reply. So they will need to click on the reply button here. So they just need to record, and this will be, for example, my response to the episode. Hello, I'm a student test, and I am recording my episode. So again, they have the same functionalities as we have as channel owners. And again, they will be asked to either change the introduction. So what happens is that usually is going to take the default introduction, which is the same for the channel, the one that you choose for the channel, but they can choose to put a different one. And it's interesting because they get to play with that. And again, they can add their links and everything. So they just click on send. And now what is going to happen is that you as the channel owner, you are going to have like a message that you receive a new audio, and you have to validate before it is public for other students. So you can see here that there is a lock. It means that it's not yet open to the other members or to the public, and it needs validation from the channel owner. What is interesting here is that they can also comment on every audio, whether it's theirs, their professors, or also other students' content. Now let's see what happens on your side when you receive content from students. Okay, so now I'm back to my profile and my board. So I go to the education podcast, and now I see that a student test has published something and that I need to just validate. So again, I just go there, I click on play. And this will be, for example, my response to the episode. And since I'm pretty happy with the episode, I just can put it public for the other students to listen. So for doing that, you just need to click on the 3 dots that you have next to the lock. And you say open to all participants. Now, imagine that the content that, or the episode or the audio that was registered is inappropriate. You can also mark it as inappropriate, and the student will receive a notification saying that you mark it as inappropriate, and it will not show for the other students. And that's a way also, like in case they don't follow the rules or they don't follow the instructions, you can do that so that they get a notification and they have to create a new episode. So I'm just going to open that to all participants, and now you see there is no lock. It means that everyone else can listen to it. And what is interesting about this is that you can either share the channel, so the link to the channel, but you can also share the link to each of the episodes. So students can also kind of promote their content by sharing the episodes on their social media if they want, or, like with friends and so on. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoy watching this video and that you use podcasting for your classroom. Again, what is great about this app is that it's free. And as an educator, you get as much as 5 channels for free where you can create a podcast, and you can invite as many students as you want. There are other applications that are also really cool to use, but for me, this is the best one for podcasting in a simply and really engaging way with your students. So if you like the video, don't forget to show your thumbs up and follow the channel. See you soon. Bye bye.